This is obviously a fake interview that was mashed together with several interviews and episodes of Silver Spoons. Audio files that span 30 years or so of Ricky Schroder's career. As you may notice, in the change in Ricky Schroder's octaves, I believe we are covered legally by parody law, something like that. But if not, it's just a joke. Please don't sue. Thank you and enjoy our segment. Today's guest is an 80s icon, and like so many 80s icons, he turned out to be, well, kind of a jerk. He bursted onto the scene in the 1979 film The Champ, alongside actor Jon Voight. I'm sure that's probably where he got indoctrinated. Then in 1982, he played a rich, spoiled brat on Silver Spoons. And I'm sure that character was a real stretch for him. He got Jason Bateman fired off the show. Basically, Jason was more of a teen heartthrob and the superior actor. Then he did a whole lot of nothing after Silver Spoons. Then he did NYPD Blue, and then there was more of a whole lot of nothing, and then he played Dolly Parton's dad in this made-for-TV movie. Recently, he spent $2 million to bail out somebody who crossed state lines and murdered 2 people with an illegally obtained firearm. Today, he's on our show, so we could find out what the hell is wrong with him. This is where I would normally say, please welcome. In this case, I'll make an exception. Here is Ricky Schroder. Ricky, any issues getting online today for this interview?
Okay, now we're all plugged into the computer network. We're all set to grok.
Ricky, pardon my ignorance, but what does grok mean?
All grokking means is talking to the computer users. First you need a handle. Mine is the Ricker. Here's the Ricker's joke of the day.
Whoa. We run a clean show here, buddy. Okay, Ricker, let's get right to it. Why did you bail out somebody that had illegal possession of a firearm, then broke the law by crossing state lines with it, and then topped it off by murdering 2 people?
Well, I hate to say this, but at first I only liked you because you had a great body.
Well, thanks for the compliment, Ricky. But you're not going to charm your way out of this one. What is your response to your critics regarding you spending $2 million to bail a murderer out of jail?
Pretty rad, huh?
No, not at all. Is that all you have to say for yourself?
Like the fact that I always try to match the color of my socks to the color of my shirt. I'm always polite to my elders, I'm always on time, and I always do my homework. Yeah, that's me. Mr. Nice and Normal.
Nice and normal? There is absolutely nothing nice or normal about what you did.
Dad, you don't understand. I want to be cool.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, Rick. First of all, you called me Dad, and I am 10 years younger than you. Second, there is nothing cool about what you did.
Why?
Instead of bailing out a white supremacist murderer, you could have used that $2 million to help with COVID-19 research, cancer, combat food insecurity, green initiatives, fight for social justice, so many worthy causes.
So what? Back off, bud. It was an emergency. I stepped in to help out. I'm never doing it again.
I should hope you wouldn't do something like this again. Where did you even get $2 million from anyway? I have not seen you act or perform in anything in years.
I had an unlimited amount of quarters, and so that was, it was a good time, and I really liked the people I worked with, and I still keep in touch with, actually, all the people I worked with. They were like a second family for me.
Okay, so you're saying the My Pillow guy is like family to you. You had $2 million in quarters that you used to post bond. I'm assuming you went through your life savings in doing this. What did your wife think of that?
I usually do things my wife likes me to do.
Alright, so you went through a lot of money. Your wife must be absolutely furious with you over this. How else has this impacted your marriage?
Newsflash, Dad. I've got a major date tonight with a 5-star lady. We are gonna party hardy.
Okay, That's weird. You called me dad yet again. And am I understanding this correctly? You are having an extramarital affair?
You know, I've had my eye on Carol all semester. I think it's time for her to get better acquainted with the Ricker.
And who is Carol?
It's a girl I've been grokking with for the last few weeks. Just the other day, she said I made her modem quiver.
Okay, so you are having some disturbing cyber-sexual relationship with another woman. TMI, Schroder. Too much info.
Just relax. And for once, don't panic. Why don't you come over to my house tonight? We can study.
What are you talking about? Study what?
I have a knack for the old Espanol.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm at a loss for words. Okay, Rick. This is getting very weird. I am not a professional therapist, but then again, neither is Dr. Phil. So, what the hell? What's the harm in trying my hand at some pseudo-psychology? The show that made you a teen idol. Let's go back to 1982. A young 12-year-old Ricky Schroder, Golden Globe winner, starring in Silver Spoons. A nice, heartwarming, campy comedy. However, the backstory, if you really think about it, it is rather disturbing. Your TV father, Edward Stratton III, was married for only a week to your TV mother, Evelyn, and they end up conceiving a child, which was your character, Richard Stratton. Now, Evelyn saw your TV dad as immature. I believe he had what we call Peter Pan syndrome. Anyway, 12 years go by, your TV mom, Evelyn, sticks your character in military school to run off with another man, essentially abandoning you. So you go and you find your dad, and he has no knowledge of your existence. This is how the show begins. I guess back in the 1980s, that kind of backstory was funny, but it really wasn't. It was very tragic. And as a young actor trying to be one with this role, I think this has damaged you and maybe explains some of the issues that you're having today. What are your thoughts on that, Rick?
It's very hard to have been famous, I think, and try to live a normal life like Gary Coleman did, for example. I knew Gary, and he was a good guy, and he had some challenges in life.
This is not about Gary Coleman. This is about you.
We have challenges like every family, ups and downs, and dreams that are hard to attain. And
what are some of those dreams, and with whom would you like to work with next?
Justin Bieber, terrorists, the Pakistani Taliban, different army units across Afghanistan, suicide bombers to interrupt the flow of the election, threaten whoever voted. Great energy, just interacting with them. Document the end of America's confidence and trying to eliminate the mountains. Performing in front of a live audience when the snows have melted between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
I'm afraid to ask follow-ups to that. We mentioned the early feud you had with your more successful colleague, Jason Bateman. I understand you two reunited recently. How did that go?
So we were in some direct contact, direct combat. 2 major gunfights when we were there. And you kind of get used to it a little bit.
I think we've heard enough.
This has been some night. I may as well have stayed home and looked at my baseball card collection.
Baseball cards, huh? So, do you have the 1989 Fleer Billy Ripken where he has the F word written on the bottom of his baseball bat?
I've got 2 of those.
Why am I not surprised?
Come over and see them.
No thanks, Ricky. It's getting late. We better wrap this up.
Late? Would Mick Jagger's girl think it's late?
You are not Mick Jagger.
Dad, I've done a lot of thinking, and I need to change some things about myself. Not a lot, just a few, 100.
Well, finally, that's something that we could all agree on. However, I do think it's worth noting that you called me Dad yet again. But Rick, I am happy to hear that you are willing to make these changes. That's a vital first step in the process. It sounds like we made some progress today.
I'm not going to sing with Splat anymore.
Rick, I think there are far more important changes that you need to focus on, but I guess we all need to start somewhere.
There has to be more to a relationship than just physical attraction.
Not sure where that's coming from, but that's a good point, I guess, Rick. We are out of time for now. Thanks for listening to our fake interview with TV's Rick Schroder. Until next time, take care.